Oh, hey, hello, friends of the JT Adventures. Today, I'd like to welcome you to the JT Adventures Gold Recovery Room. But we're not going to be talking about gold today. We're going to be talking about polished rocks, rock tumbling. I know when I was a kid, I loved rocks. I still do to this day. I used to have a friend that worked out at the Applegate Farms in Illinois, and when I was a kid, we'd go out there and his dad used to give us polished rocks all the time. It was such a wonderful thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start step number 4. We've already been running these rocks for 3 weeks now, and each week is a different step 1 through 3 and 4 and 5. But today we're going to go ahead and start number 4, which is the pre-polish. We're going to go take these outside, and we're going to go over here and we're going to strain out the beads that we've had with the rocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dump these in our strainer, in our bucket, rinse them all out because we want to save these beads. We want to save these beads for another time when we're going to tumble rocks. We want to make sure this is good and clean. We don't want any grit. The step number 4 is a pre-polish. We want it good and clean. We want to try to find all these rocks. There's a lot of rocks in here. What I'm using is what they call the tumbler's tumbler. It's a 15-pound tumbler, which there's a lot of rocks in here. So now that we got it pretty clean, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get one of the pans to put these rocks in, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Got our pan right here. It's a gold pan, but we're not doing gold today. We're just doing rocks. We want to save as many of these beads as we can because we're going to reuse them. And a lot of these rocks they're agate and they're jasper. And I think there's a couple of pieces of black onyx in here too, which is really cool. That's a really, really nice piece of jasper. There's a piece of black onyx right there. There's some agate. Now that is called fisheye agate. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it takes a little while to get these rocks out of here, but because we don't want any, we want to try to clean them up the best we can because we don't want any of this in with our pre-polish at all. Now this one started out as a crystal. This came from one of our claims up there in the mountains in Arizona at the Crystal Claim. We're not done getting our rocks out of here yet, but we're gonna head and dump some of this water off here so we can keep cleaning. Because I know there's more rocks in there. We have these beads in here so that rocks don't bang against each other and shatter. So we got that pretty well cleaned up. We're going to go ahead and grab our lid from our tumbler and go ahead and clean that up. Just wipe all that off of there, because we don't want any of that grit in our polish at all. Set that to the side. Make sure this is good and clean. And dump that in there and let that sit there and dry out, and we're going to reuse them. Alright, we're going to go back into the JT Adventures Gold Recovery Room. And all these rocks right here, they started out similar to this, okay? These are agate, fisheye agate. Here's a piece of fire agate. We're gonna go ahead, there's some black onyx. There's some chrysocolla. We're gonna polish those next after we get done with this load right here. So on step number 4, we're gonna put our rocks in, which are really, really rounded and beautiful. Okay, we're gonna put them in our tub, in our tumbler here. Get them all taken care of. Now, we're going to go into step 4. Now, step 4, it's a pre-polish. It's a pre-polish. We don't use any of the beads in step 4. We use walnut shells because it's for polishing. And we'll use it in step 4 and step 5, which is the main polish. So I pre-measured about a half a cup for this amount of rocks. We're going to go ahead and dump that in there. Now on the walnut shells, we're going to dump about a half a bag of walnut shells. And that's going to be for step 4. And what we want to do is we're going to pour the water in, and it's just going to come above the rocks. Okay, we take and put our lid back on. Now, this has been a really, really super good tumbler. I got this tumbler back in 2010 when we started doing our adventures across the country here. Simply put your washers on. We'll put your wing nuts on. Make sure they're good and tight. Yeah, that's German, good and tight. So, but we'll get these put on there. Go around and make sure we got them tightened down. And what I like to do is I like to take it and turn it sideways. Roll it to make sure there's no water coming out. There's no water. So we'll set this back on our tumbling machine. So we're simply just going to go and take and plug it back in. And now we're starting step 4, which is going to be approximately 5 to 7 days on this one. Hey, thanks friends. We'll see you again.